Buying a car in Carvana was so easy. I was able to finance it through them.
Whoa, wait, you mean finance?
Yeah, finance. Got pre-qualified for a Carvana auto loan, entered my terms, and shot from thousands of great car options all within my budget.
That's cool that financing through Carvana was so easy.
Financed. Done. And I get to pick up my car from their Carvana vending machine tomorrow.
Financed.
Right, that's what I said.
You can spend time trying to pronounce financing, or you can actually finance and buy your car today on
Carvana.
Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Welcome back to Talking Shit, where we are talking all sorts of shit. Schitt's Creek, that is. I'm Jess Sterling, and today we are talking about Schitt's Creek Season 5, Episode 14, the finale, Life is a Cabaret. And of course, I'm not alone. I'm joined by someone who just wants to eat, pray, and love himself for a bit. Stuart!
Eat, yeah. Pray, maybe not. Love myself a bit? I don't know, depending on the wording. I can't believe it. We're at the finale of the 5th season. Jess, we're like most of the way through this whole process. We've only got one season left, and it's really kind of like picking up pace.
Yeah.
I love it, but I also hate it at the same breath. Like, what is this?
Yeah, I can't believe we're this far into the show. Like, I keep thinking to myself too, there's barely anything left that you don't already know about that I'm like, I mean, there's obviously a lot that I'm excited for you to get to, but I'm thinking of like things that I was so worried about you getting spoiled on, or like clips I was afraid you would see. We're getting to the point where there's not that many left, and it's wild. It's wild that we are so close to the end. It feels like we just started this yesterday, this little journey.
It really does. But soon I will be free of you lording up the knowledge that you know things about this show that I don't. I will be free to Google, search anything that I want about it, read all the interviews, watch all the backstage stuff. I'm really excited for that, actually, because I'm sure there's like a plethora of like content out there on YouTube for like me to binge and things. I mean, I know there is. It's in my algorithm and I have to ignore it constantly. So it'll be nice to not have to do that. But that's a season away.
Yeah, that's next season's problem.
Yeah, we've still got one left.
Yeah, we finished this season though today, the finale, Life is a Cabaret. We watched Cabaret in preparation for this podcast. So we're very knowledgeable, very professional. We're ready to discuss this episode. And Stuart, obviously I have to start at the top by asking you, how'd you feel? How'd you like it? What'd you think?
I mean, I like the ones that make you feel stuff, and this one made me feel stuff. I think when I first watched it, which was early in this week, I was messaging you at the time, all caps messages of just the sobbing emojis and just everything going, ah! And I rewatched it again today. Same feelings. Just as strong. And I kind of like, for me, I think this is one of the standout episodes that I would absolutely go back and rewatch over and over again, because I think it's near enough a perfect episode of TV. Like, it's a big milestone, huge thing that is like, you can like plant a flag and then say, okay, that's the end of season 5. Like, I'm always going to remember that as that. But we also got like great jokes out of it, good progression with the characters. Really felt like all of the work that they'd done over 5 seasons was paying off. And not only just the 5 seasons, but this season for Stevie as well. Like, this is such a great celebration of Stevie as a character, so I absolutely adored it.
Yeah.
I mean, to like bury the lead. I mean, I'm gonna rank it really highly. Shock horror, because it's a fantastic episode.
Yeah, this episode I've been excited for you to watch this episode, honestly, since the very beginning of the podcast, because you loved Stevie so much right out the gate. And I knew that she was going to have character progression, but it would take a minute to really get there. And this is the episode when you're talking about like Stevie really coming into her own, really getting a moment literally in the spotlight. This is the episode. And so I could not wait to get here because Stevie's solo is a really iconic moment for the show and for the character of Stevie. Like it means everything, because you not only have Stevie, like you see in that scene itself her growing in confidence and just like her being able to express herself and getting to watch all of our favorite characters react to that moment as well. Like David has his tears in his eyes. Moira has tears in her eyes watching. Like, I mean, it's so beautiful and wonderful that even without that moment, it's still a really great episode. But that moment and a few others really elevate this episode to a whole other level. And we've talked about this before. Schitt's Creek knows how to do a finale. Like you're never disappointed by a finale for this show. We'll talk about the ending of this one being a little different than some of the others in terms of like, I feel like leaving us, I don't know if it's a cliffhanger is the right word, but like certainly leaving us with some questions.
Yeah.
So we'll get
certainly
there.
An indication that they knew that they were going to like tell some like a story over a 2-season kind of arc. And then what they kind of did it before, like what with David running away and things. But like this one was a real kind of like they left you with a thing of going, well, why? Like there was David's stuff was all explained. Like we knew why David left. Whereas this, we're like, well, why would they can such a supreme film as S5E14 or whatever it is? Like, and Moira's reaction as well. Oh, but bless her as well.
Yeah. So we'll get into all of that. But first, let's do a quick little recap at the top, just in case people didn't rewatch the episode, which you really should, because it's incredible. But
really
let's see if we can get through this without sobbing. It's the day of the show, and everyone is excited. Alexis practices her routine, distracting herself from her upcoming departure from Schitt's Creek. Johnny can't help but try to get her to stay by gifting her a photo of the family. It's extremely sentimental and cute. After the show, Alexis says a galapa goodbye to Ted for now until she joins him. Meanwhile, David and Patrick plan to announce their engagement after the show so as not to distract. But he spills the beans to Stevie, and then when Stevie disappears, David blames himself, and word of his engagement spreads across town, much to his chagrin. It turns out Stevie was picking up the cutest gift ever, some monogrammed towels in Elmdale, and she got stuck in traffic, left her phone behind, and the show must go on, people. Stevie belts out maybe this time and brings the house down. We get a lovely pep talk from Moira to Stevie and find out Moira lent Stevie her wig Magdalena. Oh, I can't. Anyway, everything is lovely. The show is perfect and we all sobbed. And the only thing that could ruin it is finding out that Moira's Crows movie has been shelved. And that was our episode, Stuart.
Oh, we joke like, oh, let's get through the recap without sobbing. But like genuinely feeling emotions because the towels.
Yeah, never have monogram towels been so sentimental, I think. Because usually that feels like a very oh, I got you something with your initials on it. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. But like in this case, it actually means something.
It really does. Like it's kind of the perfect, because it's sometimes like I think like at weddings and stuff, ordinarily like sometimes you get like monogram stuff for those. So it fits that. It's also a bit tongue-in-cheek because of that, like it being quite stereotypical. But it also does mean something quite profound because obviously, like, Stevie was the one to give them towels all the time, and she won't be there to do that because she just assumes he's going to move out. And oh gosh, this is too much. Why are we recording this? No, I don't need to be public. I'm feeling these things. This is awful. Oh gosh.
Where do we want to start though? Because there are quite a number of storylines, even though everything kind of centers around Cabaret. There are multiple storylines here to talk about. So where do you think we should start?
I think probably like weirdly the throwaway kind of one, which I think is more the engagement announcement, kind of being used as a bit of a prop throughout the entire episode. Is what we kind of open with, really, in terms of that whole business. I thought the opener of just like Patrick and David in bed and like having the leftover champagne was just supremely sweet. The whole collide was just so funny, and typically them as well, and to like the way in which David's like, I haven't really thought about it that much, but having like such a profound plan of exactly how the day is or the evening's going to go is, I don't know, like I maybe saw a little bit of myself in there and just being like, this is how it's going to happen, and I'm going to be supremely disappointed if it doesn't happen in exactly this way. Yeah, I kind of felt that to my core.
Yeah. I love it because David is a guy who would have like an exact plan of how he wants things to go down. But I love that the reason things don't go according to plan for him, I love that the reason behind it is because he's too excited and can't help himself but tell Stevie. And then he just assumes that like the reason that she's then not around is because, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Like the day of the show, like it's too much, like it's all my fault. I don't know what happened, but because I'm a Rose, I assume it's about me. And so it must have been me that did it. And so he, everybody starts finding out little by little. And then it's a small town. And this news, of course, spreads like wildfire. And everyone knows, to the point where like people like Roland and Ted know before Johnny. Like it's so funny and just so ridiculous, but it feels so real that this would happen,
Yeah. I the fact that Johnny found out after Ted and Roland is wild, but like props to Johnny for taking it in such a like, there wasn't a why didn't you tell me? It was like just joy that his son was like found happiness, which again speaks to Johnny being an absolute sweetheart in this whole situation. I was curious, like, so when David is really kind of excited, goes to talk to Stevie, and he's either got news about Oprah or gossip. Were you, and like when we got Stevie's reaction on your first watch, did you think like Stevie was upset about it at all? Like, because
no, I never really got
like,
that feeling. No, I never really got that feeling because I always viewed her tears as very happy tears. Like she seems so happy for David and Patrick. And I'm trying to remember when she says that she knew it was happening. That must have been later on. She says, oh, he asked for my blessing and all of that. But no, I never really got the impression that it was anything other than happy tears. And I don't know. I don't know that I really thought that deeply about like where could Stevie possibly be? Like, I just assumed it was like Cold Feet, like it's a huge production. It's a huge step for her to be in the spotlight like this. And so I didn't assume it ever had anything to do with Patrick or David, but I don't know. What did you think the first time you watched it?
No, same. I thought the whole time, I was like, oh, yeah, she seems really kind of genuine when she says that she's happy for them, and she has to go do something. And I don't know if I'd like put it down to something as mundane as like just getting stuck in traffic like she was. I thought it might have been alluding to a bit of a crisis in confidence to do with the play. But then when like I think that's what they were going. That's not what they're going for. Like I think they were going for this whole thing of like she's upset because it's strange because the way in which the story goes is that it's lending to this idea that Stevie is beginning to feel left behind by the whole situation, and David's announcement of everything comes as a shock because up until this point we don't know that Stevie gave the blessing, and so I it's strange that trying to elicit that emotion and understanding of Stevie's kind of mental space while also playing with our expectations of it as well. It kind of feels like they're trying to like squeeze the juice, but also not to squeeze too hard in the same kind of like action, because they kind of want the best of both worlds here. And that, I think, is my only minor, teeny tiny little quibble with this episode, is that felt a little bit unclear, because I felt like they were playing with expectations a bit and doing that. But I am...
Yeah.
We're on a podcast here talking about Schitt's Creek. Like, I'm going to pick apart the small little details for no reason whatsoever, right? That's what a podcast is. I have to have outlandish opinions and reactions.
Yeah, it's the tiniest thing. Yeah, it was a little strange because the only way I would like, not even defend it, but like say it makes a little more sense is, of course, David is going to think it's about him because all of the roses are like at least a small amount of self-centered. And so they're going to think that, oh my gosh, it's me and my big news that like stole her thunder or like makes her scared because of change and, you know, whatever it is. I could understand it not working for somebody, but also like, I didn't mind it. But I do love David just like continuously his plan going awry. Like he just can't get what he wants, even in the very end when he's trying to do an announcement, even knowing the entire group of people in this room already know what he's about to tell them, like having Roland and Jocelyn interrupt him, and then Moira gets this terrible news and that interrupts them. Like, it's poor David. Like, all he wants is a tiny moment to celebrate his relationship and like a really big step in his relationship, and he can't get it. So yeah, I did love this because it just goes, the plan goes to hell, as of course it was going to. Yeah. But David actually takes it mostly in stride, I'd say. I would think his reaction, if this would have happened to him in season 1, I think is markedly different than it is here. I think he throws much more of a fit, you know, if in the season 1 than he did here.
Seems like more exasperated because this is like expected. Like it always goes like this with you people. Like it's always the same kind of like reactions that he tends to get. And what I think is quite lovely is that I think maybe David has an awareness that the reason why the speech isn't going down and why he isn't the central point of like getting it all out is because people have talked about it, not just because it's a small town and it's new information. I think also everyone was so excited for them. Like, Ronnie makes the joke, like, he's marrying you. Like, kind of like really making a joke. I believe it's at David's expense. It's not at Patrick's, although
it should be at Patrick's
surprised if it were the other way around. Yeah. But, like, it's because everyone is, like, so excited to talk about it. And I kind of want to ding Jocelyn and Roland for, like, even when David is trying to give the speech of, like, kind of interrupting a bit. But I don't think it's them being just trolls. I think it's them because they're excited for the situation. They're really kind of overjoyed by it. So I give them a pass for that.
I'm not going to give them as much of a pass because this is now the second time they've interrupted a lovely David and Patrick moment. Why? First it was their dumb baby was born, or they found out it's a boy, or who cares? Literally, who cares? And they're interrupting the beautiful open mic night. And now they're like, as he's trying to make an announcement, which they already know, guess what? Shut your mouths. Like, how about you shut your mouths? How about you just let him talk? Okay. Like, no one cares. Just stop it. So that was very irritating to me. Yeah, everyone is very excited for them. I think this person is still excited, but I think there's a lot of other things going on. And so one person's reaction is not exactly what we would hope for. And it is Moira, because the way she finds out is by David being like, oh, it might be my fault that Stevie is missing. And like, uh-oh, what about the show? And Moira, of course, naturally is Moira and makes it about herself and is the most dramatic person ever. And I have captured her cry in audio form. And it is truly the best. So I'm going to play it and then we're going to comment on it because I have just so much to say about this.
What the fuck?
How did she noises. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
It's incredible. I love the high pitched like there's so many layers to this cry. And let me tell you, as a person who in my younger days cried, when I would get really upset as a kid, like really, really upset, I definitely did the that happened to me when I was like deeply, deeply upset. And to have Moira doing it over Cabaret is so funny. It is so funny.
That's kind of hilarious. I've never known anyone to actually do that genuinely.
Yeah.
Beyond the age of 4 years old.
I am the drama, Stuart. Okay.
She's a Leo.
I am the. Oh my God, I'm watching. This is so sidetracked, and you're gonna hate this tangent, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I like to have a background show on while I work, and my current background show of choice is Love Island season 6, not the UK version, but the US version.
Quit.
And and there's a woman who is a triple Leo. Okay, now I myself am only a double.
How can you be
Leo.
a triple Leo? Like,
if
is she born 3 times in the same period of time?
No, like there's 3 spots in your chart that has Leo. So like, we can't spend that much time on this. I'll 2 seconds. It's your sun, your moon, and is it your rising, or which one other would it be? Maybe Mars. I don't know which one was her third one, but I am only a double Leo. So I'm a sun and a moon Leo. She's a triple Leo. This is the most dramatic person that I've ever watched on like reality television. She is the drama. And I just need to say, like, if you're ever looking for a person to cast on reality TV, seriously, look at their chart. And if they're triple Leo, immediately put them on your show because they're nuts. That's it. It's about you all the time. It's me, and it is drama.
Why haven't they done that for a reality show of like
astrological signs?
Types? Yeah,
they should. Yeah, they definitely should.
Yeah, that honestly, patent it. Like, put my name on it. Like, I will get into horoscopes if it means that I get the credit for that. Like, by all means. But that sounds like a good idea. I think. Like, let's test the veracity of these claims.
Because
that,
like fire
Leos
signs
are fiery and.
Yeah.
Like I'm a fire sign.
Yeah.
You're a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire sign.
All I know is I've been told that it just explains a lot, and I'm like, I don't know how to take that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And I think I always take it as a compliment because Leos are the best. Natural born leaders and very charismatic, if I do say so myself. But anyway, also just like I feel like we have a little bit of thicker skin. Because nothing really gets us down, unless you have anxiety like me, and then like lots of stuff gets you down, but you just pop right back up, Anyway.
Yeah, you just you ignore the stuff that doesn't match up with what the horoscope tells you. Yeah, you just ignore it. Yeah.
Anyway.
Not real.
Okay, so that's the engagement storyline.
No, wait, sorry, I was actually going to say something about this, and I can't remember what it was. Yeah, no, when she's doing the whole like crying situation, I swear towards the end she's like turning towards the bathroom, and I will bet so much money that like it was because everyone in the cast, the crew, everything was about to like suddenly start laughing and like the whole thing. I guarantee that blooper exists somewhere on some editing floor, and I need to find it. But,
it has to. I'm gonna have to look for it. So the other storyline before we get into the biggest storyline of Cabaret is that Ted is leaving for the Galapagos Islands ahead of Alexis.
For the Galapagos.
Did you love that or did you love that? Those are the only options.
I was like, this is playing with my heart too much. I'm too emotionally vulnerable. You can't have Alexis taking her down to Ted's level and putting on a really shit pun. Like that's love. Yeah. That's a real love language, that is.
Yeah. It's so cute. He's leaving that night. She's leaving in a week, obviously, because she's performing in Cabaret. So that's kind of the setup for that. I really love the moment at the top of the episode between Johnny and Alexis where he like gives her this gift. It's very obvious he wants her to stay, but he doesn't want to keep her there if she doesn't, want to be there. It's very sweet. And I love them holding hands and Moira being like, it feels a little weird without David here. So we have to hold hands to make it better. And then There's something about the little look that's exchanged between Alexis and Johnny when it's just the two of them holding hands. It is so sweet. I just love it. And it brings me back to, was it last episode where we were talking about Alexis freaking out and being like, but they make fun of dad and no one's going to be there to defend him. Like they gang up on him. And it just like brought me back to that moment. And I don't know, it's just so sweet.
It was really sweet up until the point in which Alexis goes, okay, yeah, but this has gone on a little too long. Like, let go.
Dad.
So real.
Yeah.
I love that Moira also acknowledged that without David, the mood is somewhat lighter. I think it was said. But of course, like this makes sense. I also really dug the fact that Alexis is poo-pooing the idea of taking a large frame with her because it's not that kind of like holiday. Like she can't take loads of luggage. While also with Ted seems to not get what trip is while being like, yeah, we can have pina coladas. He's like, not that kind of trip, babe.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that. Which kind of, again, makes me worried about the whole situation. I'm like, is it going to go well? But the fact that Johnny is giving all of these gifts that Alexis says it's like they make me feel bad about leaving. It's like it's kind of the vibe he's going for, but I don't think he would say it that way. I think he'd pitch it in very much a, well, it's to remind you of us and to like make it.
Yeah.
Johnny loves the fact that they all live together and like have become so close, right? We saw it in the Christmas episode and how that was kind of articulated. So it's like it's great to see that still being continued and not being kind of like used one and like we get the emotional connection out of it and then we throw that storyline away. I like the fact that it really is built into Johnny's soul as a character. And the moment where Alexis kind of reflects it back to him is really sweet. Like we haven't had that really, except for like the gesture, I guess, of the Christmas one. But
it's something I really appreciate about Johnny's character is that as much as Moira is a very fun and bombastic and like ridiculous, unique character, Johnny is always going to be supportive. Like that is his number one, is support. So even though he doesn't want Alexis to leave and he may be giving her a gift that like reminds her of her family and so kind of like a don't forget us, like we'll still be here, please come back to us sort of a vibe, he's not, like you said before, he's not even upset he didn't get the news before Ted and Roland about the engagement. He's just happy for them. Like you could just see he is filled with joy about this. Like, and that's all he wants. He wants his family to be happy and he wants to remain close with his family. So obviously Alexis moving is going to be hard for him. I just love it. He is so supportive, especially also at the after cabaret when they're in that little after party at the motel, when he's like, oh my God, honey, you did wonderfully. And both Stevie and Moira are like, thank you. Like it's so cute because he's just like, he's just like, oh yeah, both of you were great. Like he's so supportive. And it's never, that character trait is never usually one that is like highly praised or really like, they're not the one getting all the like affirmations and excitement, but it's still just, it fills your heart with joy. That's all it is. And I just love Johnny for it this episode.
Yeah. It's just a shame that he has, like, Johnny has really developed into this dependably sweet character. Maybe he always has been. I've just never seen it. And maybe I've just warmed up to him in, like, more recent series. But it's a shame because he's getting outshone for so many MVP points by others.
Okay, let's talk about our main course this episode. Cabaret, baby. God, it's so incredible. I have so many thoughts. Okay, number one, my very first thought, and I'm not even gonna lie to you when I say my very first thought is Gwen was the understudy. Gwen was gonna be the understudy. Okay. Like missed opportunities.
I feel like we were denied a world. Who was it that stopped that? Because was it Jocelyn that vetoed that? Or stopped it? Because Moira stepped in because there was no understudy.
I need to know what the beef is between Gwen and Jocelyn if she's the reason that we did not get Gwen as the understudy. No, wait. It was Moira.
I think it was. Was it Moira?
Yeah,
Moira
she says, I was a fool not to let Gwen understudy.
That makes so much sense. Because there I was blaming Jocelyn in my mind, which is good. Because Jocelyn, I mean, is building up some reasons to get an LVP this week. But yeah, I think, this drags Moira down significantly. Because how on earth are you going to deny us Gwen being Sally Bowles? Like, that's a world I need to see, right?
Yeah. Yes, because we've now seen Cabaret. So we know we watched Liza Minnelli's the 1970 movie version. I don't know what year it came out. It's fine. And I would have loved to see Gwen as this character, this like larger than life character. I would have absolutely adored seeing Gwen as her. But yeah, Moira steps up and she's gonna play the character. It's like, oh my god. Just wow. Gosh, where to begin? Let's talk about the opening number, because someone tell me how Patrick, with like mime makeup on, like a full-on white face, is still so attractive.
Because it's Patrick.
It's unbelievable.
Makeup and outfit, like it's still them. And yeah, crikey, yeah, and dude look good. The
bienvenue, I don't know how to say it. Welcome, bienvenue. Welcome. It's so good, and like all of the women too are so good in it. Like Twyla and Alexis, like all of them are so fun. And all I wanted. Obviously, we only get 2 of the numbers, and then we get money in the other episode. But we obviously don't get all of the songs from the original Cabaret. I would have paid to get the singing or the number with. It would have been Patrick and then 2 of the women from the Kit Kat Club.
Kit Kat Club.
Kit Kat, thank you. Kit Kat Club. And I would have loved for that to be Patrick, Twyla, and Alexis. Like, I would have loved to see just a snippet, the tiniest little snippet of it.
I wonder how much of this they actually did. Like, I imagine being a sitcom, they probably say, okay, well, it's this number and this number. We're going to shove in money during the rehearsals. We get that in that way. And those are like the big songs. So like we've hit the hits. But I wonder if they did any extras that maybe just didn't make it through, or maybe if they rehearsed them or something like that. That would be really interesting to know. But I felt like we got so much more than I expected. Like I was really worried that it would be a welcome, and then we cut to like backstage. We get like the story of like Stevie being nervous backstage or something like that, and it would be like kind of, oh, the performance is happening, but we're hearing it as background noise. And we don't really get to see the performance. But we got to see like 2 full big numbers. And they were so impressive. Like, I don't want to like steal from David the other episode, but like I was pleasantly surprised. Like I was worried it would be awful. And it's set so well because Patrick just comes out with like such big energy that really sets the whole thing, and you're like, oh, whoa, this is not a local number. This is a production. Yeah. A Moira Rose production, as the sign read outside.
Yes, I both love. First of all, you're right. It is like it's such a high caliber performance, but I also love watching Moira backstage, like doing the motions too, like singing along, like a little stage mom that she is. It's incredible. I was so happy the first time I watched this that we got 2 different songs and that they're both done so well. The one thing that my husband pointed out, and since he pointed it out, I can't stop noticing it in the 3 times that I've watched this episode. Ted holding the playbill open for the entirety of the play. My guy, so what are you doing? Why? Do you know with all of the people that are in this?
No, here's the thing. So I was there like watching this, and I was feeling I am both David and Ted in this moment.
Okay.
Ted is just in awe of his friends, I think. Like he's like almost like frozen on the spot, can't move, because he's just like, you're just dumbfounded. You're like, these are people I know talk to throughout my day. They're just normal people, and they have the ability to do this incredible performance. Like, I get like this with, and like when David at the end is like, that's my friend. I'm totally that person. I love it when I get to see my friends be fantastic at things. I live off of the pride that I like get through there, watching other people perform and do well at things. And I'm blessed to have some like great friends who are fantastic at what they do. And I don't know, if I could bottle that feeling of just being like, there's something they're passionate about, they're going to do it, and they're going to do it fantastically well. It's joyous. And so I can kind of see why like Ted is just awestruck. It's hilarious. How he's just there frozen like a corpse.
Just holds it open the entire time, and like with the picture, like the really 80s picture of Moira on the back of it is good. So funny. I guarantee like Dan Levy found that and was just like, well, we're shoehorning this in anywhere because it was there at the convention, if I remember rightly. Like, it's been this season a few times. Yeah. It's been there multiple times, and I love that. Part of me is also like, Ted knows Moira's obsession with having to get the playbills folded, and so he's like doing it almost for Moira. Like, I have my playbill, it just cracked me up, and like it's so ridiculous.
If that is the reason, and he's there being like, look at this well folded playbill, fucking hilarious,
right? Like he's such a like. He is such a gem. You could see that is the reason, if it was. But obviously, I think that the two standout moments for me in this storyline are the conversation between Moira and Stevie before Stevie goes on for her big number. I love Moira, like the way Moira gives compliments is just so unique and can't feel anything but genuine because of just the way she says them, right? Like, she says them with just like an amount of bluntness and earnestness that it can't be anything but true. And I just love that. I love the lines of, I'm not worried about. What the hell is your secret, Stevie? You just stand your solid ground, refusing to be anything but you. I never thought I'd say this about anyone in this town, but you're very, very cool. And whether you set sail or stay put, that's not going to change. Like, and then when she says, let's go take our Sally by the hand and show those people everything she can be, if only she were more like you. Like, oh my God. Like, you just don't hear Moira say those things to anybody. And to say them to Stevie, when Stevie thinks she's talking about like, oh, you'll be fine. No, Moira's talking to Sally, like the character of Sally. Like, she's like, nah, Stevie, you're fine. You got it. Like, you're cool, and you're effortlessly cool in a way that is like, you just refuse to be anyone but you. I feel like it's so meaningful coming from Moira, who is in show business, where you are forced to maybe make concessions as to who you are, and you're kind of forced to be someone maybe you don't want to be. I think I don't think it's an incorrect thing to say that like meeting Stevie has changed a lot of Moira's outlooks on life and just the world around her because of who Stevie is.
Yeah, she's like taking things in a stride is something that Moira could certainly kind of learn. And I think it's like seeing that of just Stevie being so effortlessly cool amongst all of the shenanigans of everything that's gone on. I mean, it's something you have to notice. And yeah, the compliment is just, it's so true. And again, it takes for someone like Moira to see it. Like, I think a lot of people do see it as well. Like, I don't think this is a hidden secret of Stevie. I think everyone knows that Stevie is really cool and is really kind of like self-assured and has the ability to conquer the world if she wanted to, like with her abilities. And it's, but it takes Moira to be able to articulate it in such a way where, because of her eccentricities, because of the fact that she uses like lots and lots of words of like the very few people understand half the time, because she says it in such plain terms, it hits so much harder. So it means a hell of a lot. And then for Stevie to take that and to express that in the performance is just, it's staggering. Like, she starts out timid, unassured, exactly the feelings that she's feeling. And then by the end of it, she belts it. And she belts it not in the mimicry of Liza, like, it's very different to the film. I can't speak for all of the kind of different Broadway performances I'm sure there have been of this, but it feels uniquely Stevie. And by the end, she's belting with confidence because she's found that sense of herself and that confidence and that coolness. And I think it's just wonderful that of all people to eke that out of her, it was Moira freaking Rose.
Yeah. Starting with when she gives Stevie the role of Sally, like when she approaches her and says, I think you have this. I think you can do this. And like, I think Stevie, now that she's known the Roses for quite a while, I don't think it's lost on Stevie the significance of Moira lending her a wig. Like, it is, she doesn't even like people touching those wigs, right? Like, she doesn't let people near them. So for her to lend Stevie Magdalena is huge. It's so supremely massive. It is like I believe in you. Like, you can do this. Like, you were meant to do this role. And even her having that little coaching moment during the performance where Stevie really isn't projecting, like, she's kind of cutting off the words a little, and Moira just does this motion of like project with your throat, and Stevie takes that note and then continues on with it. Like, it's so wonderful. And especially when Stevie gets like unlocked in a way in that performance and really does start belting. Like, obviously we pan to David in the audience. He's a little teary-eyed, but what set me over the edge was Moira's reaction, because she is like, almost like she knew Stevie could do it, but she never could have imagined it would be as powerful as it is. And she is just like filled with pride that like what she was taking as like her thing. This is my thing. Like, I'm putting on Cabaret. The press knows about it. It's all about me. My picture's on the back of the playbill. Like, this is my next big thing.
Yeah.
I feel like she realizes in that moment that like, wow, no, this is like Stevie's thing. Like, this is her thing. And she knows what she's doing. And the amount of pride that Moira has in that moment is just so lovely for a character as comically self-centered as Moira tends to be. It is such a lovely moment. And then obviously like Stevie's performance, holy cow. I've watched that performance because I've seen the episode 3 times this week already. I've watched that performance like double the amount. I just love it so much. Like, it's so beautiful. And like you said, we watched the Liza Minnelli version, and also very powerful, very moving, very beautiful, very different. It doesn't feel like there is a change within the song itself. You know what I mean? Whereas Stevie, you feel the growth within a 2-minute span of time. It's incredible acting. It's incredible singing. It's incredible. It's incredible, period.
They're two very different takes. Funnily enough, I was listening to the Cabaret soundtrack while I was driving recently, and it was maybe this time it came on, and it was like after rewatching the film, and I was like, crikey, you feel that real kind of like sense of story being told when Liza's singing it. When Stevie sings it, it's imbued with Stevie's story, and it is showing what Sally Bowles would be like if she had even like half of what Stevie was like. There is that blending of it, and it's so wonderful to see such a different take, but also be still incredibly well done, and not to be a kind of portrayal of what that song means. It's I can't gush about this enough. It's I didn't expect this at all when starting the show. Like, if you told me like the moment we hear Moira screaming about wigs earlier on, that would become a point that I would start nearly sobbing over because of the sentiment of, well, the only other person who's ever borrowed a wig was David. And it's like, David's her kid. And Stevie is now one of the family. Like, she absolutely is. And like, for her to have had this journey where, like, she's gone through all the shit with Amir, and then she's gone through the scare of Johnny and realizing, like, kind of how lost she would be a little bit without him. But also appreciating kind of everything that he's done for her as well, how much she's done for him. Like, it is a two-way kind of like partnership with them. And then to have Moira give the wig, but not give it conditionally, but then to say after the fact of like, well, I mean, like, it's framed as a joke, but I still take the real, like, the deep sentiment from it. Yeah. Alexis hasn't borrowed a wig.
Yeah.
Mostly because Moira doesn't know Alexis is there. But I mean, it's a big deal. It really is. And yeah, like you said, the way in which she kind of looks to the side and Moira just looks on with pride is just so fantastic. Like, she really kind of like shows that she had that confidence the whole time. One thing I will want to say though is on David's reaction. So after I watched this episode, because I needed to know why Cabaret, like, because I needed to search it up.
Yeah.
And then I found out that it's Emily Hampshire's favorite and that she's always dreamed of playing Sally Bowles, and that she joked about a musical in season 1 to Dan Levy, and then he wrote it in for her. Oh, yeah. That's the thing that gets me with David's reaction, because I got a bit of Dan Levy in that moment of just pride, because I think, I'm not too sure whether it's intended, but I took away from it that there is almost a bit of Emily Hampshire and Stevie in that moment as well, because Emily Hampshire, not like the biggest name in the world at this point. Like, she's been in things, but like Schitt's Creek and like with Annie Murphy as well, like being like, it's different for Dan Levy, because Dan Levy has also like the structure of having Eugene Levy as a father and knowing who Catherine O'Hara is and having her on speed dial. Like, to take people who have, and like to give them this gift of a show to be on and to see them flourish, and then to like give them and to be able to deliver them a lifetime dream. Gosh, that's got to feel so good. But like, I think that look from him was just beaming with pride, because I think the lines that were Moira's were written by Dan Levy, because he experiences that with Emily Hampshire as well. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I don't know.
No,
maybe
I think you're right. I think that the more time this cast spends together, I think the gap between who the characters are, or at least how they're acting and how they're feeling as actors, I think the line gets blurred. I think the gap is smaller. And I think you're right. I think like this is a love letter to not just the character of Stevie, but also the actor Emily Hampshire. Like, it is giving a character who could be used more like a Roland, I would say, more like a side character, more like she just runs the motel, she's friends with David. She doesn't have her own storylines, right? Like, it's taking a character like that and being like, this is a very talented actor and I know they can do more. And I know they can, if given the opportunity, they will really pull out all the stops. And it is like writing a really, really great story arc for that character and giving them a moment in the spotlight in a show where Catherine O'Hara, both Levies, like it's a star-studded cast. Like, there's 22 minutes. Freaking like Patrick, like, there's so many people who are so supremely talented on the show. There's not enough time in the day to give them all equal billing. But I love the fact that he gave the character of Stevie and the actor Emily Hampshire like a moment in the spotlight, because oh my God, it's like, it's incredible. It is such a good moment, especially when you think, Stuart, like, we have Patrick who, like, let's face it, the actor, Noah Reid, he writes music. Like, he is a musician. Like, and yes, he did get a scene as well, but I feel like the stinger is Stevie's moment. Like, so to have her have that moment instead of Noah Reid, people would be questioning that probably, but it's so good. And it really just like obviously not completes Stevie's arc because we still have another season, but it like really proves that, wow, she has changed and she has been impacted by the roses just as much as they've been impacted by her. It's so lovely. I knew you would love this moment. Like I knew when we were in season 1 and you like could not stop talking about Stevie. I was like, oh, I just can't wait for him to get to this moment, because there is a gap where she didn't have a ton of storylines or like a ton to do. And that was a little bit disappointing. Like I would say it's kind of similarly to Ted this season. Like he doesn't have a ton to do. And so it's really nice to see her get a moment in the spotlight and really get a chance to shine.
Yeah, it's wild to think that, like, I mean, you're rewatching this, I'm watching this for the first time, but it's after the fact, obviously. And I'm there hoping and wishing that we got more Stevie. And it's like the writers are listening to me. And I imagine that's what so many fans at the time must have felt, is that I feel like it so often with writers' rooms, it doesn't feel like watchers of the show write for the show when it gets further down the seasons, because it feels like the kind of like the heart of it gets lost. Maybe because writers move on, maybe because like writers' room changes or something. Maybe they just kind of they get creatively starved and they want to mix things up just for the sake of it. But this feels like the heart has always stuck around with it, and it feels like like fans, maybe they're fans of their own work, and I think that's wonderful if it is the case. But like fans are watching the show with a fan's lens, and they're thinking, okay, well, I love this character. What now for them? And they're asking those questions because they care about them. And I think that's a great sign of good writing, is that they know we care about them now. So let's explore that space rather than constantly chasing like, oh, you should care about this character. We're going to put something in peril to do with them because that's what you do for dramatic effect. And it's like, no, like they can go through hardships, they can go through like tough times, but ultimately we want to see them have the heroic moment. We want to have them like have moments like this. And yeah, like you said before, it's like a love letter to the character of Stevie. And yeah, it was just so good. And I'm going to rewatch it. I'm going to rewatch it again. There's no way I'm not.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, one last thing. Of course, we leave this episode with some really horrible news for Moira, that the Crows movie has been shelved. She immediately climbs into her teeny tiny closet, shuts the doors, which are those like really old school, like I don't even know. I think they're accordion doors, I think is what they're called. At least that's what they're called here.
Sounds like they should be.
Yeah. And she closes them, and like immediately Johnny's like, I think everyone should go.
Yeah, it's like that's the most normal thing ever. He's like, well, party's over. Like as if this is a normal like event.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate too, because Moira was riding on such a high, having like the press was turning out for this. Like she was like proud of Alexis for like her job done as her publicist, like getting the word out. It was a packed house. Yeah, we're all on the precipice of greatness. Yeah. And unfortunately, we end the episode with things not going so great for Moira.
Yeah, bless her.
Poor Moira. I feel so bad for her.
I want to know why though. Why?
Probably because it's like a sixth movie and it.
But the rewrites.
I know.
She had creative input. Oh.
I know. She was great too. I don't know. Yeah. So that's that. Anything else from this episode, Stuart, that we didn't already talk about?
Oh gosh, I'm sure there's loads we probably not covered that I'll kick myself for. The slightest bob in the background while everyone's getting ready was like seen. I can't really think of much else.
I don't know what role he would have been playing. I like to think he played Maximilian, who is basically the guy in the throuple with Sally and what's the guy's name? Bill? Who cares? Doesn't matter.
God, we watched it the other day. I can't remember.
I know, but he's such a nothing to me.
The Brit, yeah.
He's the boring Brit. He's like straight laced and he's boring. Oh well, he eventually becomes not boring when he has he's not in a throuple, I guess. It's more just like everyone's sleeping with everyone in that trio.
Yeah.
Anyway, I liked to imagine Bob in that role because it's ridiculous and funny to me. But yeah, I don't know who he actually played.
Maybe it's Gwen's suggestion of why he went for this that particular role. Maybe she's like, yeah, Bob, I want to open things up, get some exposure to the idea.
Now you're sounding like you're on Love Island. I want to explore the relationships.
Get out.
All right, let's get into some feedback. My husband says, I think you should hand out 2 Simply the Best points each this episode because of the scene between Moira and Stevie. To which I say we have rules for a reason.
Oh, I was going to say I'm not against that. I'm not against that. I feel like there's a lot of good MVP points to give out. I certainly would rather give out more MVP points than LVP points this week.
Certainly, yeah.
Of what kind of episode this is. But you are right. Rules are there for a reason.
Rules are rules.
Yeah.
Also, we have some congratulations to hand out to one of our listeners because our listener, Erin, had a baby, a bebe, if you will.
A bebe!
And she named it Roland Stewart Jessica.
Yes, notice Stuart Jessica. Notice the order that you just read it out there, Jess.
Very, very upset by this. I was very upset. It's very upsetting.
This was some great news. So congratulations. And of course, I expect that name to be displayed on some sort of birth certificate to prove that you actually did.
Obviously.
Name them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in honor.
Yay, David! Yay!
Oh, and
Excited beyond compare. Yes.
that's it. Just the beginning of that one. Excited beyond compare. So yes, congratulations, Erin. We are very happy for you. And your little baby roly poly. So exciting.
Roly poly.
Yeah, roly poly.
Oh, bless.
Perfect. Okay. It's time. We have to do our ratings. This is the tough part. This is tough. It's gonna be tough, but we can do it. I believe in us. I'll just go first for my Simply the Best because it's Stevie. It's Stevie. Of course, it's Stevie.
Yeah.
Who else could it be? It's Stevie.
Yeah. Is there a discussion to be had here?
No, like I think
if anyone disagrees, I will fight them.
I think like if we weren't immediately giving it to Stevie, which we are, I think like the only other argument is probably Moira because of like, I feel like her pep talk to Stevie, the growth of her lending Magdalena to Stevie. Like there's a lot of really lovely Moira moments. I think beyond Stevie very obviously going above and beyond and like the amazing performance and all the other reasons she should get it. Moira's reaction again to David's announcement of his engagement is kind of awful. like this is what you're doing when your son tells you he's engaged.
She was very happy, and like, what was it? Oh God, what was it? You and your wonderful Patrick have years to celebrate, and they will celebrate in the years. But in this moment, Moira's world is being destroyed.
It's so funny. It's so funny. So yeah, Stevie gets the point. Obviously, Stevie gets the point because Stevie's incredible. Now, Disgruntled Pelican is where it gets a little tricky. Because both Roland and Jocelyn are fucking horrible. Like, and I know it's a tiny moment. I know they're excited, but like, don't interrupt someone when they're literally standing on a chair trying to announce happy news. They're stealing his thunder. And I don't like it.
It's not a good. I mean, I wanted to give them a pass because they're at least excited about it. Right? Like I feel like they can't contain themselves. Everyone already knows as well. Like, why are we kidding ourselves that this is an announcement? But yeah, it is really bad form, and I can understand. But which one are you actually going to go with, though?
Well, here's the thing.
2 names, Jess.
I'm aware. Previously this season, I gave each of them a half a point, or I gave each of them a negative half a point. And now is my chance to even it out by giving both of them a negative half point today.
That's a really great way of like settling the maths on that.
Yeah,
like
the maths are much better now.
Okay.
And I strive for better maths.
I give my LVP point half to Roland, half to Jocelyn.
You're a full monster. You're not even a half monster. You're a full monster.
Do you know what? I was going to go with someone completely different until you mentioned that, and I was like, well, I can't like turn this gift away. I have to.
Who are you
Half
going to give it
points
to?
Both. Ronnie, because Ronnie was the only one to react with a snide comment.
Yeah, but that's
It was
Ronnie.
still a joke, but still, I was like, no. But yeah, it's all a much of a muchness. Yeah, Reverend Jocelyn.
Ridiculous.
Half point, please.
Ridiculous. Well, we did get a wig this episode. We got, well, besides Magdalena, which Stevie is wearing, we also get this wig that Moira is sporting, which very much gives Liza Minnelli vibes from the movie because of the insane widow's peak.
Yes.
And she even has the eyelashes. Like, she really was going for it.
Oh yeah, she went like full like outfit and everything. And I love that she was like so ready to do, like, Moira could perform at a drop of a hat. Like, she's a professional.
I would love to hear her rendition of Maybe This Time. I really would.
I'm sure it must exist. There must be some impressionist out there. I was going to suggest like one of those AI things, but no, that'd be awful. Any good Moira Rose impersonator, you must be out there singing it.
Yeah,
like,
they have to. It's so good. It's so funny. I love this outfit. I love the eye makeup, the lips. Again, it's all very accurate, specifically to the Liza Minnelli version. I can't speak to any of the stage productions, but Liza Minnelli's hair in that movie was, wow. The widow's peak was widow's peaking.
I'm trying to think of who is. Oh gosh, I'm not going to find her name quick enough.
The impressionist on Dropout.
The one that does the Meryl Streep. She's in the
very well as well.
Yes, she's very much a lip actress. I think she did in TikToks.
She definitely is on TikTok. Yeah,
Mary Elizabeth Kelly. She'd be fantastic doing it, I think.
She would. We'll have to see if she ever. I feel like I've definitely seen her do a Moira Rose impression, and I know she can sing. So yeah, do it.
Looking
anyway.
out for it.
All right. Well, this is probably going to be a very quick discussion, but we need to tier rank the episode. I think the only we know it's going in hot shit, but like where, right? Is it number one? Is it the best one of the season?
For me, the top. Like I adored the hike, the sentimentality behind it. And for me, that was like the peak. This, I think, shot like so far above it. Like, best episode ever.
I think between the massive moment for Stevie, the really great character beats for Moira and her conversations with Stevie, and also like the Johnny and Alexis stuff. Like, I think there's just so much to love. And we have this discussion all the time of like, okay, what are we weighing more heavily, funny or sentimentality? There are certain moments where I feel like it outweighs everything else. And like the Stevie singing moment just kills everything else. It doesn't matter what else is in the season. It's like that moment is all you remember. That's all you see. That's all you think about. It just like sticks in your brain. And it's just so lovely. This show just kills finales. They just know what they're doing. It's so perfect. I love it so much. So yeah, top spot.
Yes.
Look at how we have 7 episodes in hot shit.
Great season.
Half.
Great season.
It's incredible.
Oh
my God. Oh my
God.
Oh, the season was so good. But we're not done talking about it, Stuart, because next week we're going to be back doing our season wrap up.
Get into the whole thing.
Yeah, the entirety of season 5 before jumping in to season 6. Of course, we'll talk through all the predictions you made. You're going to make some more predictions for the final season, which I'm really excited to hear. I cannot wait to hear it. Would you like to know can I tell you the premiere of season 6, what the title is?
Ordinarily you wait, you drag it out, I believe.
I don't really want to wait though.
Well, then let's not wait.
Okay. It doesn't give anything away is the main thing. It's called Smoke Signals. See, it doesn't give anything.
What does that tell me?
Exactly.
I need a smoke signal to tell me what the smoke signal means. What the? Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm angry that you've told me this earlier.
Because you can't watch it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Now I need to know. And we are now entering the point where I will start whinging people because this is the longest period of time I have to wait for the next episode.
Yeah. It's really tough on you.
It really is.
Oh, well. This is what you get for getting the middle name of the baby.
Middle name of the baby and that half point for both.
Yeah, I really don't feel bad for you at all.
Best podcast host, companion for this. Just you get my wisdom, my insights, and my trolling.
Your 3 best qualities. Well, we'll be back next week with the season 5 wrap up. I'm really excited to talk. I'm definitely going to rewatch the season in preparation because it's so good.
Character rankings, I think, could be a bit spicy this time around as well.
It's gonna be tough.
I think, because there's gonna be a
really tough.
I think there's gonna be some mid-table people shooting to the top. I think it's gonna be some top 10 people going down a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult.
It's gonna get real spicy. So make sure you tune in next week for our season 5 wrap-up podcast. In the meantime, go play Expedition 33. I'm not gonna talk about it because I'm not gonna spoil you. But play the video game. It's so good. If you want to feel things, go play the video game. It's so good. Anything else, Stuart? You want to tell anybody anything?
No, I can think of.
Okay.
Hopefully, if you've noticed, maybe we've had to edit around a few things. I've had some really bad internet. That should be going away because I'm moving. This will be the last time you see this background, hopefully. So fingers crossed, my move goes well.
He's moving house, as they say.
Moving.
Don't you say moving house? Do you not say moving house?
Yes. Do you not say moving house?
We just say moving. We're moving. That means you're moving.
That's not dramatically different that I'm like jarred by it. So I'm like,
well, let's just put this out there for people. Everyone, British people call Jell-O jelly.
Yeah.
So, in case you didn't know, now you do.
And we call jelly jam because that's the way it is.
We'll be back next week talking about season 5 in its entirety. And until then, everyone, warmest regards
and best wishes.
Thanks for selling your car to Carvana. Here's your check.
Whoa, when did I get here?
What do you mean?
I swear it was just moments ago that I accepted a great offer from Carvana online. I must have time traveled to the future.
It was just moments ago. We do same-day pickup. Here's your check for that great offer.
It is the future.
It's the present and just the convenience of Carvana. Sorry to blow your mind.
It's all good. It happens all the time.
Sell your car the convenient way to
Carvana.
Pickup times may vary and fees may apply.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.